Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a truly incredible story of resilience. We're calling it From Darkness to Light, The Triumph of Dreams. We're picking up the journey of a young guy named Arjun, and honestly, we're meeting him at an absolute high point in his life. He's just been selected for this super prestigious youth leadership program. Literally, every single day, he's soaking up something new. He's getting trained by some of the country's absolute finest mentors, rubbing shoulders with hundreds of talented kids just like him. It feels like his life is finally taking off in this exciting new direction. But, well, as we're about to see, life definitely wasn't done testing him yet.
Right when he's really hitting his stride, the unthinkable happens. It's late one evening, and out of nowhere, an unexpected tragedy strikes. Arjun gets this terrifying, urgent phone call from his village. His father's health has suddenly taken a drastic turn for the worse. So, without wasting even a second, Arjun drops everything and just races back home. He bursts through the hospital doors and there's his dad, lying quietly in the bed. The source material notes something really touching here. Even though you could clearly see the pain on his father's face, his eyes still held that exact same, unconditional love he always had for a son. And this moment brings an immense, almost suffocating emotional weight. Holding Arjun's hand gently, his father shares his final dying wish. He says, "Son, no matter how difficult life becomes, never give up on your dreams. You are the hope of many people." Just think about that for a second. It's not just a piece of advice. It's a profound passing of the torch. It's this massive responsibility being placed squarely on a young man's shoulders by the one person in the world who believed in him the most.
Just a few days later, his father passed away. For Arjun, this was it, the biggest heartbreak of his entire life. He was completely shattered. The grief was so heavy, so totally all-consuming, that he actually retreated into a deep, deep silence. For days on end, he couldn't bring himself to study. He wouldn't even speak to anyone. That vibrant, highly ambitious young leader we were talking about just a minute ago, completely paralyzed by this devastating loss.
But then, a pivotal shift happens, and the energy completely changes. And it comes from a place you might not expect right away: his mother. One night, right in the middle of this crushing silence, she sits down next to him. She gently reminds him of what his father always used to say: that their son is not the kind of person who will ever abandon his dreams. And then she delivers this absolute wake-up call. She looks at him and says, "If you stop today, your father's dreams will stop with you."
Wow, that single sentence, it pierced right through his grief like a lightning bolt. Tears start rolling down Arjun's cheeks, he grabs his mother's hand, and he makes a vow right then and there. "Mother, I will begin again." You guys, this is the exact turning point in our story today. He realizes he can't just push the grief away, so he embraces it. He makes the conscious choice to transform this profound sorrow into his absolute greatest strength. His reaction from that moment forward is immediate, and it is relentless. His daily routine turns into an absolute powerhouse of discipline. It's honestly like a real-life anime training montage. Morning, he's up early doing rigorous exercise. Afternoon hits, and it's all about intense studying and practicing brand new skills. Evening, he's dedicating his time to community service, giving out free career guidance to local kids. And at night, he's staying up to run online classes for students from rural areas. He's not just working on himself anymore. He is actively dedicating his life to lifting up his entire community. Because of this nonstop daily effort and total selfless service, a massive shift happens in how the world sees him. People stop looking at him as just another smart student. They start calling him a leader. And all this incredible recognition builds up, culminating a few years later in this huge opportunity. Arjun gets invited to deliver a keynote speech at a national conference. We're talking about a packed house with thousands of students, teachers, and entrepreneurs waiting to hear from him. Picture the scene for a second. He steps out onto this massive national stage, and for a few moments, he just stands there in silence, taking it all in. Then, he leans into the mic and tells them his truth. He says, "I was not born into a wealthy family. I never had expensive books. I didn't have influential connections." But then he hits them with this: "But I had one dream and the courage to work for it." The entire auditorium absolutely erupts in applause. So, what did he actually teach them that day? The crucial core of his message boils down to what he calls life's 3 lessons. First, your circumstances do not define your identity. Second, failure is not the end, it's just the beginning of a brand new journey. And third, which is probably the most important one, considering how he lived his life, success is not about rising alone. It is about lifting others as you rise. I mean, thousands of young people found massive inspiration in those exact words, and they quickly went viral. But here's the thing that makes Arjun's story so special. His goal was never just to inspire people online or be a motivational speaker. He wanted to drive real, tangible change. Years later, the day his dream truly comes to life finally arrives. He returns to his roots. He travels back to the exact same village, the same streets, the same school. He literally stands at the very spot where he used to study under a dim, flickering streetlight, and with tears in his eyes, he reflects on just how incredibly far he's come. And he doesn't just visit for a stroll down memory lane. He completely transforms the place. Right there where he used to struggle in the dark, he builds a modern, state-of-the-art free education center. We're talking a fully equipped library, a brand new computer lab, digital classrooms, and totally free coaching for underprivileged kids. He literally made good on his promise to uplift his community, turning his past hardships into actual physical stepping stones for the next generation. When Inauguration Day finally rolls around, the entire village gathers to celebrate. Arjun stands up on the stage and delivers this incredibly powerful reflection. There was a time when I came here searching for light. Today, I have returned to become that light. It's such a beautifully poetic contrast, right? Between his past desperate search for help and his present triumph of finally being able to provide for others what he once so desperately needed himself. As soon as he finishes speaking those words, the entire village rises to its feet for a massive standing ovation. And there, standing in the crowd with tears of absolute joy in her eyes, is his mother. Looking up toward the sky, she just whispers, "See, your son has kept his promise. A promise to his father, a promise to himself, and a promise to the entire community." It is just an unbelievably moving moment. Which brings us to the core message of this whole journey. Look, difficulties and tragedies, they are an unavoidable part of life. We all face them. But true success belongs to those who refuse to surrender to failure. The people whose life stories are written by their decisions, not by their circumstances. As this story brilliantly illustrates, no matter how deep the darkness is, a single small lamp is enough to spread light. A small dream, unwavering determination, and consistent daily sweat can absolutely create history. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Arjun's journey leaves us with such a profound realization. Those who grind for their dreams every single day truly do leave a mark on the world. So I want to leave you with this question. What is the one small step you can take today so that tomorrow the world will remember your journey? Think about it. If you enjoyed this story, please make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos and go ahead and hit that like button. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.